Hi, Katie.
Hello.
Katie Bradley, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Yeah, really good, thank you. So lovely to see your face.
You too.
So, today we're going to do like a bit different. I'm not going to interrupt after your response. I'm just going to fire the next question.
Okay.
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 So, did you have a key moment when you decided that you wanted to perform as a career? And if so, when was that moment?
So I saw Chicago when it was on tour, in Wolverhampton, which is where I'm from. And I remember, I don't even know how old I was, but I remember I saw it with my mum, and I saw that Roxy was a redhead, which first of all, I think just as a kid, I was like, oh my God, that's me. Same as when I saw Annie, to be honest. And then I was like, this is amazing. Just remember watching it and just being in awe and kind of just going, whatever this is, I want to do this. Um, yeah. So I remember watching that and just thinking, yeah, this needs, which is a bit odd actually. I think I was really young when I saw it, and thinking about it, like watching women in their underwear who were murderesses on stage probably isn't. I'm surprised my mum wasn't like Katie, but she didn't. And then I remember also when I did panto as a kid, and I was like one of the little dancers. I remember behind the curtain watching like the adult dancers stretching, and I just remember thinking they're so cool, and I was like, I want to be one of them. So yeah, I think that's when I was like, that I want to do that.
Question number two, what has been the proudest moment in your career?
Um, yeah, so when I was at college and when I left college, and all I ever thought was I wanted to be in the ensemble. I wanted to dance naturally because I've been doing that since I was like 4. But I also wanted to sing. But I was like, well, I'll only ever be in the ensemble because I can't really sing. And yeah, I remember thinking that I wouldn't really get any more than that. But then as my kind of like career went on, like the jobs that I was getting ensemble cover so and so, like one of the leads. And for me, I did Rent the musical, and I had to go on for Joanne. And I went on for Joanne not against, but with Lucy Jones, who literally the week before had been our Eurovision entry. And I just remember singing Take Me or Leave Me, which everybody at college used to sing. And I remember at college being like, oh, I'll never sing that. Like, A, I won't be able to sing it, and B, I'll never ever play that part. So, wow. And then there I was, like, singing Take Me or Leave Me with Lucy Jones. And it was a Saturday night. It was at Nottingham, I want to say. And yeah, it was just amazing. The crowd, after we sang that song, because it's such like a cult classic, and this like super fans, rent heads, and they just went wild. And I just remember leaving the stage and being like, that was amazing. That is why I do what I do. Like, and it kind of like opened up a whole new part of me that was just like, if I can do that, what else can I do? So yeah, that.
Okay, question three, what is it that drives you to sustain a life in the arts?
Um, Passion, which sounds like a really obvious answer, but I just think, especially with how things have been this year, and suddenly having what you love taken away from you, which for me was performing, like it's been so long now, I think, and it's so hard when you're in it anyway, that the only thing that can drive me is passion. I absolutely love it. And I loved it when I was, 16 and decided I want to do this for a career, and I still love it now. Um, there's nothing else that makes me excited, fills me up with joy. It just fulfills me. I just love it. I love it so much. And yeah, so passion, absolutely.
Yeah, I really felt that from you, Katie, the first time like I met you. You're just one of them people that, you can feel how much you want something. But I really admire that about you. You've always like kept going when, when it's been hard, and you've never given up. So yeah, it's admirable.
Thanks.
Okay, I know you're going to find this really hard to answer, but what is your favorite musical and why?
Why have you asked me that? Okay. It is really hard because I like so many different things, and they're all so different, and I like them for different reasons. Like I love Sondheim. Um, I love like cheesy musicals that take the mickey out of themselves. Um, Legally Blonde is one of my favourites, but I think it is pipped to the post by Avenue Q. I love Avenue Q. I didn't even know what it was when I went to go and see it. I just knew there was puppets in it, which I'm a bit of a puppet freak. So I was in awe. When I saw it, I was just like, this is crazy. You're not even watching the people operating the puppets. And it's a bit like an X-rated like Sesame Street. So the fact that it was like naughty and just so relatable, and then the element of the puppets on top, I was just like, what is this? It's so good. Like the music is so good. It's written by the same people who wrote Frozen, and it's just so good. It's just so good, and I think it's timeless and it's clever, and I just think it's gonna rule the world forever.
Okay, Katie, what advice would you give to someone wanting to come into the industry?
Okay, have patience, because it's a hustle and it's a slog. And I don't say that to put you off. I just say it to be honest. Everything takes time, even for the people that you think it just landed in their lap. Like all the groundwork that they've done is deep, and it takes a long time, and you're constantly striving to be better, and you're constantly striving against the competition that still keeps coming all the time. So patience is a must, and self-belief, because I learned along the way that, so I auditioned for Thriller 3 times. The first twice I went in knowing that I could do the job, but kind of going, oh, I can do it. And kind of, it was like also a questioning as well in the background. And then by the time I auditioned the third time and I got it, it was almost like I went in and just went, this is what I've got to offer. I can do it. And just that little bit more of self-belief, I got the job the third time round. And I think I've applied it to everything I've done since, and just believed that what I've got is enough, and what I've got I can build upon, and I can present and go, look, I have that. And I believe in what I do. I believe that I'm good at it. And then if you're right for the job, you will get it. Sometimes you're not right for the job, so you won't get it. But I think you have to have that self-belief, and it's hard because that wavers along the way. You definitely have moments where you're like, I can't do this. Like, it's so hard. Or there's something out of your comfort zone, and you'll definitely waver in your self-belief. But ultimately, if you believe that that's what you want to do, and you put in the work, it will pay off. So yeah, patience and self-belief.
Amazing. Yeah, it's a bit of a spiral as well, isn't it? So without that self-belief, you never end up accomplishing, and it's only through the accomplishments that you can move on. So
Mm-hmm.
really, that is the core, the very core.
It really is. Like, just because it isn't there yet, it's hard to see and it's hard to imagine. But then when you achieve those things, it's almost like someone going, there you go. You just need to believe in yourself.
Yeah.
Which sounds really easy when you think about it in like retrospect, but yeah, you just have to believe. Believe it's going to happen.
So they were your 5 questions. I'm now going to do 5 fill in the blanks.
Okay.
I will speak the phrase, and you fill in the blank at the end.
Okay.
Okay?
Yes.
Okay, if you could choose what job you would do next, it would be
Chicago.
what part?
I always wanted to do Roxy, but I feel like as time's gone on, people have said along the way, they're like, you're definitely a Velma. And I'm like, am I? But actually, Velma's pretty damn cool, so I'd totally take Velma. Yeah.
Okay, my most embarrassing moment on stage was
Um, so I absolutely stacked it on stage. This was really early on in my career, and but I think that's why it was so mortifying, because it was the first time it had happened. It's happened since, and you kind of just brush it off. But I fell over, and my skirt went right over my head, and I felt like I was down there forever. I probably wasn't. I snapped right up straight away, but it was mortifying. I'm remembering when you fell over in well, you didn't fall over. A boy dropped you in Thriller. mean, that is legendary. And we have video evidence.
Oh, we do. Yes, we do. I will remember that forever.
It
And it
was
was the same thing. I felt like I was on the floor forever, but when I watched the video, I've never seen anybody get up that fast in
as
my
quick
whole
as you
life.
did.
Oh, brilliant. Oh,
So
good times. And
good.
your little picture you did, do you remember?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. On the tour bus, I drew on. I think it was Joe's iPad, and I drew like the set of Thriller, and everybody like jumping around and doing things that they normally do, and you're just lying on the floor with a glass of wine, where you've fallen over on the set. It's iconic. It will forever be remembered.
Oh, that's brilliant. I love it. Okay, I overcome my fears by.
Facing them, I think it's the only way that you can, isn't it? Really, and there's that thing, isn't there, that do something every day that scares you. I can't say that I do something every day that scares me, but I didn't used to, I said earlier, I didn't used to think that I could sing. And even saying that out loud is a bit silly because I think I did know that I could sing, but I just thought I wasn't good enough. It was a fear, and I think the only way that I knew that I could do musical theatre was I had to overcome that fear. If I couldn't sing and I wasn't going to sing in public, I wasn't going to get a job in what I love doing the most and what I thought I could do, but I was just so scared of doing it. Um, and I remember actually that at one point I deliberately went along to singing audition calls that I didn't want the job for, like, but I was putting myself in a position where I was singing in front of a panel so that I would just get used to doing it and being like face your fear and just get on with it. And I did that, and I did that solidly for about a year, going to auditions that I didn't really, just so that the auditions that I did want, it was easier. I went in and was like, okay, fine. So yeah, face them. That's how you overcome them.
That's so amazing that you did that.
It's mental. Spend a lot of time doing that.
So, like, what better way to build your confidence than that? Just putting yourself in a situation that scares you as often as you can.
Mm.
Seriously, there is no better way to overcome a fear than that. That's amazing. That's commitment right there. My most random job in between performing has been.
I've done a lot. I've done a lot of really weird jobs. um, I remember one. This was quite a cool, weird job. Um, I had to do like an internet like advert. I think it was for like a SIM card for mobile phones, and I basically had to chaperone this gigantic turtle, which was basically a girl in this costume, and we just had to go around London. We went along the Thames. I had to get on a DLR train with her. I think we had to pretend that she was punching in like a pin number into a bank machine, like in Trafalgar Square. It was it was good. We were just literally being chauffeured round in taxis all day, going to different locations and filming. But it was random, and the amount of looks that I got of me because I was holding this turtle's hand, and everyone was like, "What is that?"
Honestly, it's amazing some of the jobs you have to do, isn't it? And some of the situations you find yourself in, you just kind of take a moment, sit back and go, what's happening right now in my life? Oh,
Funny.
the randomness of the arts. You've got to embrace every part of it.
All of it, all of it.
Okay, last one. If you were to describe a life in the arts in 3 words, they would be.
Hustle, fulfilling, because it is, and joyous. Absolutely joyous, because it is. Not all the time, but the overriding emotion I would say is it's absolutely joyous. I love it. I love it.
Katie, I love how much you love what you do. I do. It's so
I'm a nerd,
lovely.
aren't I?
No, it's so lovely because, often I do find that the talk can become a little bit, negative around the arts and because it can be difficult. But the truth is, when you crack all them things that are difficult, and often they're things that can be cracked, and often it's down to confidence and self-belief and things like these. So
Mhm.
when you crack them, you can accomplish your dreams. Like, it's often not as far away as people think. Um,
Mhm.
and the truth is, once you do that and you do get in them jobs, it is the most amazing job in the world, or one of the most amazing jobs in the world.
It is.
And
You
I
meet amazing people and have so much fun, like ridiculous fun that you look back on and go, that was my job. Like mental. It's
Yeah,
I would change it for the world.
yeah, the fun, actually, that is such a key point.
Yeah,
I had so much fun when my life was in that world. I mean, you have fun in other ways. You know, I've got
of
my
course.
family and then we have fun together. But yeah, the fun in them years where they're for you and they're your years for you to have fun.
Mhm.
There's no better way to be doing it than in a life in the arts. Oh, Katie, thank you so much for coming on. Thank you for your time and thank you for your amazing words of wisdom. And I can't wait to catch up with you soon.
Thank you. It's a pleasure.
See you soon. Take care.
Bye.
Bye, lovely. Bye bye.